Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants Art Dragon, and today I want to be doing a Jungle Kog'Maw guide for you guys because Jungle Kog'Maw is actually one of my favorite junglers to screw around in normals or just play for fun. And in a previous video, I had this really weird Kog'Maw build that you guys were asking about, so I just want to kind of elaborate on it and show you what it's all about. Why do I like him so much? Well, that's because, you have your W and going 2.5 attack speed Kog'Maw is really fun to do. As you know, his W is probably one of the strongest on-hit effects in the game, and he also has a long range, so that means he can just snipe people and keep hitting people with it. And yeah, I just want to share this machine gun Kog'Maw with you guys and show you how to play him and have as much fun as I do when I play him. And with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first off, we're going to be doing the runes and masteries. For runes, I go magic resist per level, 29% attack speed, and health per level for yellows. Why do I go health per level instead of like armor per level or maybe flat armor? Well, I don't really need the armor for my first clears. I can do a full clear without armor. And I am playing for that mid game and late game scaling, not for early game snowballing, so why not get some mid game to late game stats. Health per level is also better than armor per level because it is good against magic and physical damage, and not just one set. For masteries, it's pretty basic. As you can see, I'm taking the blade waving and stuff and attack speed, so nothing to really go over here. And next I will be going over the build order. So first off, I do go into Stalker's Blade because I don't need extra help for clearing the jungle with Trailblazer. I'm going to need some extra peeling for myself, so I get myself a mini Blader Rune King. And then go Devour, of course, because you're on hit Kog'Maw. And then after you get Boots of Speed, and then you complete your Runon's Hurricane. And once you get the Runon's Hurricane, your clears become super fast, and of course, since you're on hit Kog'Maw, you want to spread that damage amongst your enemies. And after that, you would either build a Wit's End or you can finish your Sorcerer's Shoes. It all depends on how much gold you have when you recall. Now you might be wondering, why am I getting Sorcerer's Shoes instead of, say, Berserker Greaves? It's because with the build right here, I actually do cap out at 2.5 attack speed, and all of Kog'Maw's abilities do magic damage, so it'll help him in the long run. Next up, I do build a Frozen Mallet because why not? The way I see it is you already have enough damage, so you want to protect yourself and slow the enemies that are trying to get onto you, plus you're going to have some extra health, so you're going to survive their burst or whatever. Plus it is funny because the enemies don't expect it that you have this item, so if you want to try and poke down an enemy and start your own team fights, then you can do so, and I've blown many flashes with this unsuspecting build. And then Infinity Edge is to give you some physical damage, so yeah, you might as well do mixed damage. You don't really need anything else. You could go more defensive and get another item, but that's pretty bitch. Now for other items you could go on Kog'Maw, it could be Blader Rune King, the Black Cleaver, Bloodthirster, or even Trinity Force. Okay, so when you're building a Blader Rune King, you want to make sure that you're either getting the Blader Rune King or the Wit's End. Remember, Blader Rune King is better against a bunch of healthy targets, or you can get Wit's End to protect yourself from enemies who do magic damage, or you want to shred their magic resist. It's really all up to you. I prefer to go Wit's End because most of my damage is magic damage, so let's try and boost that. Then there's the Black Cleaver, which with Runon's Hurricane, plus having 2.5 attack speed, you'll be shredding a lot of armor when you're hitting those targets. Plus you get hit points, so you're more tankier. Then there's a Bloodthirster, but I'm not a big fan of it. I'd rather go Infinity Edge. And last but not least, the Trinity Force, which 80 carry Kog'Maws do go. Although if you do want to go Trinity Force, be sure to replace the Wit's End because you'll have too much attack speed and going over to 2.5 cap. Now you may be asking, what about Nashor's Tooth? Well, you aren't AP Kog'Maw, so do not go that item. Alright, next up we're going to be talking about the skill order, and it's actually pretty weird. You might be thinking, hey, you should max out W, but it's actually max out E. Now, why do you max out E? Well, because it is AoE, so it's going to help you for your clears. It goes up 50 damage per level, which is a lot, and it helps for your ganks plus kiting the camps in the jungle, as the slow does go up. Now, you might be wondering, what about maxing out W? Well, the benefits you get from maxing out W is more percent health damage, and it only goes up by 1%, so you don't really need that until mid-game. But for the first level, you do want to take a point in W because it does the most damage to creeps. Then I actually do take Q for the extra 10% attack speed to help me with the first few clears, right? And then after that, I just start leveling up E. Alright, next up we're going to be going over the clears and early game strategy. So the first clear is a bit tricky. What you want to do is try and kite out the camps, but make sure it doesn't reset on you to restore its hit point that you shredded. On this clear, I actually used the little mini golem to body block the big golem for a little bit, but of course I don't want it to reset, so I start tanking it. Also, you do always want to start golems because you do have 29% attack speed, so you want to be proccing that stun on your first set of clears. The next camp you want to do is the raptors. So first off, take out the mini raptors first and kite them out to make sure you don't take any damage. Don't activate your W because it only does 5 damage to these little mini raptors. You want to save it for the big raptor, and of course use your Q if it is up. So it's pretty simple here. Move on to the next thing, which is going to be red. Alright, so right here, same concept, try and cut it out. Make sure to only soft reset it twice because, there's a new limit. And after that soft reset limit is done, try and cut it out around the bush if you can. And of course, smite it because your smite should be up by now. If it isn't, then after the raids, you could do scuttle cap if you want. Then the next camp you're going to be doing are the wolves. And you can't really kite the wolves because they're a bit too fast for you. So in between auto attacks, just try and make your way to your blue buff so you can get there a bit quicker while doing the camp at the same time. Now when you're at the blue buff, make sure to use your void ooze to slow it down and then kite it around. What I like to do is make it reset twice, and then eventually I'll just try and kite it around its own creeps so that it does stop attacking me for a little bit, and I can eventually wail it down. And last camp we're going to be doing is the Gromp for a full clear. It's pretty easy to do, you just auto attack it. I'm just here moving back and forth for no reason. And you do have smite up, so yeah, you're going to be really low, but you're also going to be level 4. Once you get your ultimate, you can use it to reveal your camps, and since you have such a long range on your W, you can probably do it over the wall and clear it fast before it resets. And that's how you do Kog'Maw's camps. As for your early game strategy, what you should be doing is honestly just farming the camps as much as you can. You're very vulnerable to 2v2s, so you don't want to go in those ganks and get counter ganked, because you're relatively squishy and an easier jungler to kill, so you'll probably lose those 2v2s. So the safest way to play Kog'Maw is just farm your jungle and try and get that Devourer. Of course there will be times where I will gank because I feel like I will get a kill, but it does not happen often, and it's just me following my jungler intuition. But most times I would just farm the jungle. Now if you are planning the gank, remember the ganking combo is throw out your E and make sure you hit the enemy, use your Stalker's Blade if given the opportunity, give him an R and start wailing on them with your auto attacks, and in between auto attacks make sure you're casting spells like a Q and R. Now, when getting into the mid game, your strategy should be, well, to keep farming because you are one greedy sick son of a bitch who loves to farm and get those Devourer stacks. Plus you have really good clears at this point with your Runons and Devourers, so why not? Now, when you're going to team fights, make sure that you have your W up, otherwise you're going to be losing a lot of your damage, plus safetiness from the bonus range. But anyways, you should probably let down your slowing field out, put down your poke with your R, and once someone is in range of your W auto attacks, that's when you can activate it and start wailing on your enemies. Sometimes I never really use Q because I have so much attack speed that my autos will do more than just pressing Q, even though it does armor shred and magic shred. But even then, in between those auto attacks, I'm still using my R for more damage and poke, and since for the majority of the game it is at a low rank, so I tend to avoid using it since it doesn't have a lot of damage. I would rather use my ultimate. But once you get like 3 points into it, I mean, it is definitely something to start using again. But I mean, if you do have 2.5 attack speed, it's pretty hard to space that in between your auto attacks while kiting and using your ultimate. And because of that, I'm definitely not the best Kog'Maw player per se. And yeah, that's it for this Kog'Maw guide. I hope you guys learned a lot. Hope you guys have fun with this unconventional jungler because again, it is one of my favorite unconventional junglers out there. There are a few others which you'll see in the future, and will be a part of a guide series where I am just showing you how to play these weird junglers. So look forward to that, and make sure to not build Triforce on Kog'Maw like I always used to. Make sure to farm that jungle a lot, make sure you have a tank, or buy a Frozen Mallet and be your own tank. And yeah, just have fun with this. Don't ever try this in ranked. I did it once and I didn't do, actually I did pretty good. But I just had no early game pressure, and I guess I can say the team was holding me back. But honestly, don't do it, it's only for fun. Hey guys, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, maybe you'll enjoy some other very fun off-meta jungle guides, as there's Yasuo right there and Lucian right there. They're actually going to be coming on in the future. I haven't made them yet, so check it back later. And again, thank you guys for watching this video. Enjoy your Kog'Maw, fun build in normals and stuff. Don't try and rank it like I said before, and I'll see you guys next time.